Joyce Danas here on A New Morning, welcoming in someone I've never spoken to personally before, but he's going to be in the area. It's a charity benefit for the professional firefighters of New Hampshire at the Whittemore Center Arena in Durham. It's going to be this Sunday, the 16th, 2 shows, 3 and 7:30 p.m. I can't wait to see the show myself. Welcome, Colin Raye, to WSCY.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce. That was a nice introduction. I'm very, very excited to get up there. It's been a while.
Oh, you need to come back to this part of the area because people need to see you perform. I understand you put on a dynamic show, and I'll be front and center in the audience for this one.
Yay, I'm glad. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I'm really blessed, that after 19 and a half years or so in the business, people still come. They still want to see the show and hear the songs. And I think the songs have a lot of the songs really have lasted very, very well. They still get played on a lot of the bigger hits get played on recurrent all the time. And so in a way that kind of keeps me at the forefront. And we do believe in putting on an intense show, and that's never changed, and also to get to come and play for the firefighters, that makes it even more special.
I know you like to perform songs and sing songs that they deal with the human condition. They can't help but touch people. I know the first time I heard your music, it went from everything from a rockin' good time to Little Rock, and after hearing that song for the first time, I really felt what it was like being separated from your family under those conditions that you have to be under when you're recovering. And that really got to me. It really made me feel that in that song. And after that, I was a Colin Raye fan for many years. And
well, that's a nice thing to say. Thank you so much. That song, is so picturesque and dramatic. I mean, I always feel like it's like a 3.5-minute movie,
Exactly.
And the story was so powerful, and I'd never heard a song at that time about that subject, an alcoholic who's trying to recover and trying to beat it and trying to get his family back, and, a common situation, I should say. And so, I was really thankful that it became such a commercial success, because when I first heard the song and we knew we were going to cut it, I really didn't think it would be a hit single.
Really?
Because I just thought it was so heavy, and the people showed me. Because actually on that one I was wrong. The label, Sony, wanted to put it out I thought, guys, are you sure everybody wants to hear this at drive time,
Yeah.
And they were right. It was one of the biggest hits I ever had, and to this day still leaves a powerful impression. I love performing this song too, but again, because it's almost like a little Broadway number. It's just so powerful and so picturesque. Yeah,
that song, it really gets to the heart of things. And, so many of your songs, I'm throwing them out there. Man of My Word, one of my all-time favorite Colin Raye songs. Love that one. I don't know what the story is behind that, but...
You know what? I don't normally play that, but I'm going to play it Sunday for you. That's one a lot of people don't remember. It was a top 5 record for me as well. But Gary Burr wrote that song, and I think that's one of the best pure country songs I have ever heard, and I love getting a chance to sing it, because like I said, it's not one of the ones that everybody remembers. That's My Story, and Little Rock, and Love Me, and In This Life, and Little Red Rodeo. They remember those, and sometimes they forget about Man of My Word, and that is just, I think, one of the best songs ever. It's a really heavy story about someone who just is missing someone so much and trying to relive their life, and so you betcha I'll do that one for you Sunday.
I'm telling you, it's going to be my requests through this whole show. But the thing that I like about the way you handle a song is that you get into these songs that are interpersonal relationships, man-woman feelings, but then you also have the songs that deal with social issues, and I know that's something that's really close to your heart. Besides the music and besides the hits, when did you realize that your music really inspired people and touched them? When was that moment that you realized how powerful your music was?
You know what? That's a good question, because I think people always, they assume, that was what my goal was. And it really wasn't in the beginning. When I got to town, to Nashville and got my break, I had been playing just, nastiest bars imaginable and casinos. And since I was 15 years old, and I was just so thankful to have a record deal.
Oh, I bet.
That I was just like, oh my gosh, I just want to have some hits, and I just want to get to live my dream. And it was really the first song, "Love Me," which is also a very powerful story about love beyond the grave, And we knew it was a hit. And but I had no idea that it would have the type of impact it did on people, and immediately I started getting hit with these stories, and everybody I would meet, they would say, well, this song, we just had this played at my dad's funeral or my mother's funeral, or we had it played at a wedding, we had it played, and I was going, and they had the lyrics to the chorus inscribed on gravestones and things like that.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, I didn't realize that country music could be that.
Well, Colin, it isn't all country music. We're talking about your country music.
Thank you. I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I've always kind of felt like mine was a little different, and then I have my own kind of style, I guess, But that really taught me a lesson, and from that point forward, I thought, I think God wants me to be here. He's given me this opportunity for something far other than just my own gratification and to make some money and to get to be on stage and have people cheer. Yeah. There's got to be more to it than that. And immediately after "Love Me," I was on a mission from that point forward, and then from then on, I looked for songs that in this life. I looked for Little Rock. I would be attracted to songs that said something. Although, like I said, I still thought Little Rock was a little deep and maybe a tad dark. But that's when I really knew. When that became a 3-week number one, I thought, okay, I got it now. And then from then on, we had "I Think About You," and which referred you was talking about domestic violence, and that seemed to have a message. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep pushing the envelope and keep putting them out there, and it will make people feel better. And we have had, we had a really, really good run of songs like that.
Yes. Your songs, they're deep, Colin. I mean, you can tap your toe to it, but I'm telling you, your songs are deep, and they are attached to the significant events in people's lives. That's how much they feel your songs. And that song, "I Can Still Feel You," that's about a relationship that's ended, but that person is still in someone's heart. And how many people have gone through that in their lives? You touch that moment in people's lives.
Thank you. Well, I think that in that song, "I Can Still Feel You," I think there's two kinds of people: those that have lived that and those who will. And I'm not necessarily predicting a bad relationship or anything, but I mean, but the sentiment of that can go beyond that. It can be from someone you've just literally lost,
right?
Who's passed away, or just that it could be a close friend. Again, I just thankful that those songs came my way, and that they still, because I believe that you put out a song like, say, Little Red Rodeo. That's a fun little thing, and it's fun to play live. But it's not gonna set anything on fire. That's my story. Is a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun with that. "My Kind of Girl," etc. But those other songs are the ones that keep me going, because they have lasted, and I know that people want to hear those, and we've had so many hits that I can't play them all. So what I do is I try to pick the ones that I know are going to be the most wanted and the most requested. And once in a while I'll miss one, and then I meet people after the show, and they'll say, "Why didn't you play One Boy, One Girl? I came 300 miles to hear you do that." And I go, "Oh God!" So I'm always trying to get as many in there as I can, because you just never know the ones that people want to hear.
That's right. Well, that song list, it's got to have 15 number one hits on it to start. And then where do you go from there? I mean, there's so many songs. You'd be there for hours and hours. I'm glad you're doing 2 shows in Durham.
I know that way. If I miss one on the first one, I can say, "Well, come back to the second one, and I'll be there."